Welcome back to another episode of Angry Guy Hates Everything, and I am the angry guy that hates everything. Now, normally I probably wouldn't post something about this because I've been watching the DNC a little bit. I'm kind of been getting the highlights here and there. Now, I watched all of the RNC, and listening to the news, and keeping up with everything that's going on Fox News and CNN and MSNBC. And it's staggering to me that people are buying the hype of the Kamala Harris campaign. This is absolutely mind-boggling to me. And this isn't a, Republican or Democrat thing. This is simply a corrupt, lying media thing. And it's amazing to me that people actually buy and believe the hype they have surrounding Kamala Harris. Now, let's be honest. They're the party of democracy, the Democrats are, and, regardless of your political stance, I am not a Democrat. I simply cannot buy into what they are selling, and because in my entire lifetime, I've always thought that it was a failed policy. Now, do not get me wrong. I think Bill Clinton actually did a very good job as president. He was a Democrat. I have no problems with Bill Clinton whatsoever. I thought Obama was an absolutely horrible president and did a lot of damage to this country that I don't know if we can ever get past. And then, of course, Joe Biden is Joe Biden. Let's be honest. I don't even know if you could call him a president. He was more of a puppet for the powers that be, for the Obamas and BlackRock, and for the left nut job liberal elites. So I don't really know if we can consider him a president. But lo and behold, and you got to remember, this was just a little over a month ago. And I can't remember which one said it, but I'm going to give you one quote from CNN and one from MSNBC, but I cannot remember exactly which one said it. But I think it was CNN that said Kamala Harris is dragging down the Democrat Party and will cause Joe Biden to lose the election a little over a month ago. MSNBC, and like I said, I could have these backwards. MSNBC said that Kamala Harris is the worst vice president in the history of America and makes very poor decisions. Now, fast forward 45, 50 days, and Kamala Harris is their savior? Are you joking me? They're the party of democracy, but there's nothing democratic about what's going on here. They ousted the guy that was democratically voted for when they saw that he was losing in the polls. Let's forget about all the lying that Joe Biden is sharp as a tack and full of energy, has lots of vigor. Let's forget about all those lies for a minute. When they saw that he was going to lose, the powers that be, the George Clooney's of the world, they all got together and decided, you know what? It's time for him to go because he cannot beat Donald Trump. So what do? They come up with a coup. I don't care how you look at it or what you say, it is a coup. They came up with a plan to oust the current sitting president in hopes of getting somebody better. Now, the somebody better they have, who they were just calling the worst VP in the history of America, makes very poor decisions and is dragging down the Democrat Party, is now their golden parachute. That is astounding to me. And I get on the political forums, and then I'll see on there, sorry, my ear itches like crazy. I've had earmuffs on all day. I've been at the shooting range. Then I see on the political forums, if the Republicans would just ditch their guy, what are they? I don't know what they're calling him now. Donnie Bone Spurs or some stupid shit like that. And if they would just ditch him, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, we don't ditch the guys that we elect. See, we voted for Donald Trump. So therefore, we stand behind Donald Trump. We're not just going to say, oh my God, Donald Trump's losing, let's kick him to the curb and find somebody else, because that is not democracy. The liberals are constantly complaining about democracy, and they're preserving democracy. And Lord, I was just on Twitter just a second ago. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Twitter, what's this idiot's name? Rob Reiner. This guy's just an absolute idiot. This guy's an absolute idiot. Let's see if his post is up here. Let's see. Rob Reiner. You remember him as Meathead from All in the Family? And the guy truly is a meathead. He's a complete idiot. And here we have right here, If you look here, it says, this is the first election in American history where we are not choosing between a Democrat or Republican. We are choosing either democracy or autocracy. I trust America will make the right choice. Well, America will make the right choice. They're going to choose Donald Trump because the Democrat Party is not about democracy. They literally kicked their duly elected president to the curb when he was losing. So what about letting the people decide? What happened to all that? Well, we can't have that. We simply can't have that. We're going to insert somebody else that we think might be able to beat Donald Trump. But here is where they fell. And I'm going to tell you why. The media, okay, the very media that 45, 50 days ago absolutely hated Kamala Harris has completely flipped the script. And now they love her. It's the party of joy, the party of hope, the party of change. Well, we don't need more change. Barack Obama gave us enough change to last us the rest of our life, and we're still paying the price for that change. But, and just kind of on a side note, I was watching, they were doing, at the opening day of the DNC, I was watching a clip. I don't know where the clip was from, but they were panning the crowd, and there was literally a dude sitting in the crowd. Now, this is how exciting this DNC is. It's more like a wake. It's more like a funeral wake. And there's a dude sitting in the crowd during the DNC, and he's holding a Kamala sign, and the sign is like sitting sideways like this, right? And this is him. No shit. Ready? Dead asleep at the DNC. And I thought, you know what? This just sums it up fantastic. But when we go back to Rob Reiner, and this guy's, we're choosing either democracy or autocracy. Well, you're not choosing democracy because there's nothing democratic about what you all did. All the millions of people that voted for Joe Biden was just told, stick it up your ass. We're going to do what we want to do. We're going to put somebody in. You're going to like it, and you're going to vote for it. Where is the democracy in that? There's absolutely none. And Rob Reiner's an idiot, man. This guy is there's two people on Twitter that have the worst TDS in the world. Now, again, let me say this. I'm not making this because I'm a conservative. I'm not Republican. I'm a conservative. There is a difference. If you don't know the difference, well, then you shouldn't be watching this video. I'm doing this because I'm tired of the corruption and the lies. And that's exactly what it is, corruption and lies. So what they're doing, back to, sorry about the ear thing, man. I've had earmuffs on all day long down at the shooting range, and my ears are bugging me now. So what they're doing is, to finish my last point, you have two people. Now, there's a lot of people with TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, but you specifically have two people who have it the worst, to the point to where I would say that they're probably mentally unstable, and that is Rob Reiner and Stephen King. Well, no. Let me rephrase. There's three people that have absolutely the worst TDS in the world. Rob Reiner, good old meathead. Stephen King, this guy's so far off the farm, he can't even see the farm anymore. He's so far off. He has completely lost his mind. And the third one, Mark Hamill. He's the worst. This guy's just a bona fide idiot. He took his 15 minutes of fame that he got out of Star Wars. And do not get me wrong, Star Wars, greatest movies ever made. I'm sorry, Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back are the greatest two movies ever made, with Empire Strikes Back being just better than Star Wars. It's just an absolutely, hell, look behind me. Can you see him? Where's he at? Hang on. See? Darth. And if you could see that side of the room, you'd see even more. So, those three guys have the worst TDS in the world. But the reason I'm making this video is because I'm absolutely tired of the lying. These people, the corrupt media, is pumping up Kamala Harris. This is all, and I'm sure you've heard it said a million times, this is all the sugar high that is going on right now. Because at one point, she's going to have to face the media. And that's what they do not want. Because as soon as they do, her polling's going to go from here to here instantly. Because Kamala Harris does not have the mental capacity to think off of the cuff. She says stupid shit like, hello, my name is Kamala Harris. I'm a woman sitting at the table in a blue suit. And even my wife's like, I can't listen to her. Her nasally, whiny voice just absolutely drives me insane, and it does. And it's absolutely it's her voice is pathetic. I don't want to listen to that for 4 years. But she says things like that, or she'll say things. Russia is a big country. Ukraine is a smaller country than Russia. Russia invaded the Ukraine, and basically that's not right. This is what you're voting for, and actually, this is what you're told you're voting for. But, and it gets even better. Let's talk about the significance of the passage of time. If you haven't seen the passage of time speech, then you're one in a billion, but it's something you've got to see. Kamala Harris does not have the mental capacity to run a country. It is that simple. And I'm thoroughly convinced this chick is drunk 85% of the time because nobody acts like this. She acts like an idiot. She just straight up acts like an idiot. But the left-wing media is pumping her up. They've got her on this pedestal that, Joe Biden was, I can't remember what his numbers were. They were terrible. They were in the tanker. They were absolutely terrible. And actually, Joe Biden not only broke the record for the lowest approval rating, he beat that record 2 times. Kamala Harris was polling less than Joe Biden. And now all of a sudden, she's the savior of the DNC, and we're supposed to believe that she's just got all these great numbers, and she's beating Trump in all the polls. She's beating Trump. The Trump campaign's on fire. Kamala Harris spreading the joy and the love and just killing Trump. Lie. That is an absolute lie. Rasmussen released a video on YouTube. I'm not going to show it here, but it's very, very interesting. And I believe what this guy says. The guy says, if you're going to watch a poll, watch this one. We're the ones who are not slanted. We don't care what Fox News says. We don't care what CNN says or MSNBC or any of the liberal networks, which is pretty much all of them at this point. We don't care what they say. We go by the facts. And the facts are they have Donald Trump up. And the last time I checked, Donald Trump was up around 60 delegates. But they're going to make you believe that Donald Trump's polling like at 30% and Kamala Harris is at 70%. Case in point, look right here. CBS, the legacy media's election interference. Harris coverage, 84% positive. Trump coverage, 89% negative. And all of these, I just watched a CNN poll. I was watching CNN, and they were talking about how she is, it's all within the margin of error, but Kamala Harris is actually pulling ahead of Donald Trump. And then you go to, MSNBC, and they say the same exact thing. Kamala Harris pulling ahead of Donald Trump. Well, you know what? Here's the facts behind this. If I live in my red state, and if I go to a restaurant down the road, and I poll 100 people who they're going to vote for, 90% of those people are going to say Donald Trump, guaranteed. So then I can say, hey, I did a poll. The angry guy hates everything, amazing poll. Donald Trump, 90%. Donald Trump going to win in landslide. Kamala Harris sitting at 10%. Donald Trump going to run away with it. Because I'm polling such a very small segment in an area that leans very right. Well, when you take CNN or MSNBC and they poll a very small number of people, those poll 100 people and then release the poll as if it's, the word for all of America. Or they may do 200, 300. But regardless they will go to somewhere like Chicago and do polls there in very blue areas and then say, well, Kamala Harris is leading. So what Elon Musk did, a lot of people went on X and said, Elon, put up a place for us to vote, unslanted by the biased media. You can't pay to change the numbers. You can't have fake actors coming in and saying, oh, we're voting for Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is the greatest thing in the world. She's just fantastic with all that joy. You don't have any of that. So Elon Musk did that. And here it is. Since a lot of people have asked, here goes a super unscientific poll. Well, I beg to differ. Because if you look at the facts, their scientific poll, what's scientific about going into a liberal state to one of the most liberal, bluest areas in that state and doing a poll? There's nothing scientific about that at all. Here, there is as many Democrats as there are Republicans on Twitter. Well, X. Now, you have to remember, before Elon Musk bought this, it was 90% liberal. The reason Elon Musk got into this is because of all the lies and all the censoring that was going on by the left. It was owned by somebody who the board was super leftist. And everybody's like, well, Elon Musk, he's just a shield for the Republicans. Elon Musk is a Democrat. Do not forget, he is a Democrat. He's a very moderate Democrat, but he still leans left, and that's fine. Nobody has a problem on the right with people leaning left. It's the AOCs and the Kamala Harris and the Tampon Tims of the world that we have the problem with. The ones that are so far left, they can't even see the Democrats anymore because they've gone so far off of the range. So Elon Musk puts up a poll. Anybody can vote. Anybody can vote in this poll. All you got to do is go onto Twitter and log in. So I don't want to hear, well, there's a lot more conservatives on Twitter than there are Democrats. Absolutely not. Do you remember when Elon Musk was buying this and all those liberal nut job Hollywood weirdos said, well, if Elon buys it, then I'm leaving Twitter forever. Well, they didn't leave. They're still here. Rob Reiner was one of them. He's still here. Stephen King, I got to be honest. I don't know if Stephen King's still here or not. I mean, he's been called out so many times on his absolutely stupid asinine comments. He might have figured that, you know what, I've taken enough heat. I'm belling out. But you can see right here, who will you vote for? Trump, 73.5%. Kamala Harris, 26.5%. 5,448,000 people have voted. Now, this is a massive segment being polled. This isn't a group of people from a blue state or a red state, from a blue stronghold or a red stronghold. Anybody in America can jump on here and vote. Anybody. Now, what's going to happen is this is going to come out like it is, Trump is going to run away with it, and it's, and it is what it is. Trump's going to absolutely demolish Kamala Harris in this poll, where there's no media bias whatsoever. Then what's going to happen is the liberals, mark my words, the liberals are going to come out, well, those are all votes from Russians. Guaranteed, that's what they're going to do. I will bet my life on it. You have to remember, Tulsi Gabbard is the one that literally destroyed Kamala Harris in the primaries. She handed her ass. She destroyed Kamala. Tulsi Gabbard is the reason Kamala Harris got no votes in the primary. Couldn't even make it to Iowa. And now she's running for president? Think about that for a minute. But Tulsi Gabbard is the one that destroyed her. Tulsi Gabbard, 5 years ago, she was the future of the Democrat Party, according to CNN. The future of the Democrat Party. And then they started the whispers. She should run for president. She should run for president. She's going to be a great president. She should do this. She should do that. She's the future of the party. She's amazing. We love Tulsi Gabbard. Then Tulsi Gabbard woke up one day and said, oh my God, these policies they're wrong. They're not good for anybody. And then Tulsi said, you know what? I don't think I can be a Democrat anymore. Bam! The very next day, they hated her, and the entire left-wing media corrupt nutjobs were calling her a Russian agent the very next day. That's how the Democrats operate. They are absolutely, you know what? If you don't know what a Democrat is doing, just wait till tomorrow, because they'll be doing something totally different. Just like Kamala Harris. She's trying to separate herself from Joe Biden, which she cannot do. But she's saying, well, when I get in office, I'm going to fix all these problems. Well, you've been in office for 4 years. You have fixed absolutely nothing. The problems you're saying that you're going to fix are problems you created. And yet people are still going to vote for you. Well, she's going to get votes. If it's close, then I'm sorry. I'm going to say something's fishy. I've been saying this entire time, even though everybody's saying that Kamala Harris is going to win, I'm going to say she can't. There's no way. She is too stupid to run a country. You would have to be an idiot to vote for Kamala Harris. So Elon Musk, who's a Democrat, who is backing Donald Trump because he knows the damage Kamala's going to do, puts up an unscientific poll, a place where anybody can go vote. Anybody in America can jump on here and vote. Any Democrat, any Republican, any liberal, any conservative, however you want to look at it, can go on here and vote. And look at the numbers. 73.5 Trump, 26.5 Kamala. Now, if we get to Election Day, Then all of a sudden, November 5 comes and goes. And here we are 4 or 5 weeks later, and we still don't know the answer. I'm sorry. We know what's going on. We know exactly what's going on. Somewhere something's being manufactured. Somewhere something's being stuffed. Just like, call me a conspiracy theorist, I don't care. Just like all these, boxes of votes showing up well after midnight. And they all just happen to be for Joe Biden. Give me a break. Absolutely give me a break. This is not a scientific poll, but I truly believe this is the way people feel. At the end of the day, it comes down to, did you have a better life under Trump or under Biden? And if you say you've had a better life under Biden, because I do not know one person, even my liberal friends, admit they had a better life under Donald Trump. They're still voting for Kamala, so they're voting for a worse life. That's mind-boggling to me. But they even admit that Trump was better for the country.